Today we're talking about 8 things that you can do to get your life together in 2019. Hey guys, it's Joseph.
And Tasha with One Big Happy Life. And we make videos about how to find balance, build wealth, and live your happy. So if you are all about creating your best life, then we make videos just for you. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more One Big Happy Life.
So in this video, we are going to tell you every little thing that you need to do to get your life on track, right? Everything?
Well, 8 things. All right, thing number 1, do a life audit. Now, there are many different ways that you can do a life audit, but one way that we think is really fun is where you get 100 or more Post-it notes, and your goal is to spend 60 minutes and write out one thing that you want from your life on each Post-it note, and fill up at least 100 Post-it notes and stick them on a wall.
It's okay to have more.
Yes, awesome if you have more. And it can be anything from, be like spry and healthy and still walking marathons in your 80s, or something as simple as establishing a daily meditation practice. Everything that you want from your life and wish for your life, put it down on a Post-it note, stick it up on the wall. Then when you've done that exercise, you group them together by type and look at the types of things that you see on there and figure out whether those things are currently being mirrored in your life. Then you have an idea of what you really want from your life, right? Because you didn't censor yourself. You're trying to do this fast. And so it's a great place to start when you're trying to figure out later on your goals and what changes you want to make in your life.
Another thing is to start being really honest with who you are. Now, I know a lot of us get caught up in what we think we're supposed to be doing or should be as people, but really, that raw honesty with yourself is going to help you not go down tracks that you don't actually want to be on. Like, if you say, oh, well, I'm a wine person or I'm a beer person, but you don't actually like that, you just think that that's the kind of person that you're supposed to be, that's okay. Don't do any of that stuff anymore. Stick to who you really are.
Number 3, focus on making one change at a time. Now, I know that there are a lot of aspects of your life that you may want to change or work on, and it's definitely the same thing for us. We want to make sure our finances are in order, and we want to make sure that we're eating healthier and also making progress on our professional goals. But when our life gets out of balance and out of control, your best bet is to focus on one area at a time, identify the issues within that area, and find solutions for that area so that you can start making progress there. Then you can switch from thing to thing. But by going deep in one area, you can really make a big impact without getting super overwhelmed.
And a great way to stay on track doing that is to start planning out your day. So get a planner or get an app, Google Calendar, whatever it is that you like to use best or is easiest for you to use and the easiest for you to develop a habit doing it, and start planning out your day, blocking out time for your priorities to make sure that at the end of the day, you can look back and say, oh yeah, I accomplished a whole bunch, and always remember to work towards those big goals that you've already set for yourself.
The next tip is to not be afraid of failure. Now, Joseph and I have done videos on why it's okay to quit and when you should think about quitting. So we will drop links to those down below and in a card up above so you can go check those out. But it's important to, in our society, we see failure as such a bad thing, but all failure really is feedback, right? We tried something, it didn't work. So now we know, okay, well, this didn't work. So that's information that we can use going forward as we try to figure out the way to get where we want to be. So don't be afraid to try things and fail, because that's part of designing the life that you want to live.
It's just like that quote from Thomas Edison, where somebody was asking him about how he failed 2,000 times trying to make a light bulb. And he said, well, I didn't fail. I found out 2,000 ways how not to make a light bulb. Or roughly that anyway. And that's exactly what she's talking about. It's good information. Another thing to do is to start saying no more often. We can start to feel obligated to do all sorts of different things and get pulled in so many different directions. And it's really, really important to learn how to say no and be prepared and willing to say no when there is too much on your plate. You don't have time for something, to really commit everything that you have to it. It's way better to say no to a few things and really deliver on those few things that you can do, rather than get spread really thin and kind of not do a great job, or not really have the energy for those commitments.
The other part about saying no is sometimes we get into a scarcity mindset where an opportunity comes along and we think this is going to be the last time that we ever have this opportunity, or something like this is never going to come around again. And Joseph and I can be guilty of that too. But it's important to have an abundance mindset and to believe that if something isn't right for you, isn't exactly right, it's okay to let it go and wait for the moment when it is right. Wait for that opportunity that fits you without qualifications and oh, well, it's not quite right, but maybe I should. No, if you have a bad twinge feeling about it, just say no. Another opportunity will present itself because you're out there and you are doing the work. So it will happen.
Number 7 is setting goals. We have talked on the channel several times about setting goals and have videos on how to do it, because it is just that important for us to mention over and over again, because those goals are how you set everything that you are going to do in the next year.
Or more, right? Because some of your goals will be long-term goals, but you want to make sure that your goals are very specific, very concrete, very actionable, right? You want your goals to be something that you are focused on and like laser focused day after day, month after month, year after year. Not just general, oh, well, someday I want to do this, but like, no, a year from now, I want to quit my job and go be a surf instructor full time. That is a concrete goal. And then you can start then setting action items like step by step. What do I need to do to make this happen? I need X amount of money saved in my emergency fund. I need to get my surf instructor certification. And then you'll be able to break them down more and more and more. And then it's actionable and you're making progress towards them. So always have your goals in mind and make sure that they are concrete and actionable and firm and all of that.
Number 8, prioritize your health. In America, we tend to work nonstop all the time, and we don't do things like take vacations and close our phones and our emails off from the office when we're at home to relax, and those kinds of things are really important.
Yeah, and remember that if you want to change your life, if you want to get your life together, that is going to take energy, right? And so if you want to have energy at the end of a long day of work and to get out of your ruts, you're going to have to take care of yourself. That means get enough sleep, disconnect from social media somewhat. I mean, not like you don't have to. You can do like a temporary fast or whatever, but definitely ease back so that you have mental space and energy to focus inward on yourself and make the changes that you want to see in your life.
If you're not doing that, if you're working so hard, sometimes it'll come back to bite you, and like where you need long periods of recovery. So like the coach of Ohio State, Urban Meyer, had to take years off from coaching football because he worked so hard that he just wore himself out. And he's not the only one. Tasha's read a book about somebody saying the same kind of thing. So take care of yourself.
Now, these 8 tips are just, little tidbits to get you started. And we are going to be doing a lot more of these types of videos, especially going into the new year, but also because, that's what One Big Happy Life is about. It is about finding balance and creating a life that you love so that you can live your happy, right? So stay tuned for future videos where we will expand on these goal setting, life building, life changing topics, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.